Husband a Negro, says wife in suit. The New York Times, February 16, 1922. Prying after years into a locked closet which her husband had forbidden her to explore, Mrs. Ingrid Bourne of 253 West 85th Street discovered a secret which resulted in her appearance in court yesterday in support of a petition that her marriage be annulled on the ground that her husband was a Negro. The husband, Jose Bourne, for many years a newspaperman in New York and now engaged in journalism in Chicago, admitted on the stand that he was not a Caucasian and that mixed blood flowed in his veins. He doubted that he had an Ethiopian strain. Justice Callaghan in the Queens County Supreme Court in Long Island City took the case under advisement. Justice Callaghan gave both sides 10 days to file briefs. The court admitted from the bench a sympathetic attitude toward the plaintiff, but commented on these features of the controversy. It had not been established that Bourne had Negro blood. What difference did it make if he had? It appeared that from the time the couple became acquainted in 1906, the wife had known as much of Bourne's family as did he himself. Why should annulment proceedings be brought after the Bournes had lived together, apparently happily, for 14 years? Mrs. Bourne's testimony tended somewhat to answer the last query, since she said that it was her desire to go back to Norway, where she was born in 1888. She wished to take back with her the couple's 2 daughters, one 14 and the other 12 years old. Mrs. Bourne and her husband were strikingly contrasting types in court. She is a handsome blonde. He is dark, olive-skinned, with straight black hair and a black mustache, both tinged with gray. The wife testified that her husband had been engaged in newspaper work in this country since a few months after their marriage in London in 1906. He had been night city editor of the Tribune here, then had gone to the Journal of Commerce, and a year ago went to the Chicago Journal of Commerce. Mrs. Bourne understood that Bourne's home was in St. Thomas, Danish West Indies, that his father was a Holland Dutchman and his mother a Spaniard. In their home, so her testimony ran, was a closet, securely fashioned, to which Bourne kept the key. After Bourne had gone to Chicago a year ago, temptation overcame her. She found in the closet a photograph of Bourne, his 17 brothers and sisters, and his mother and father. Another photograph showed Bourne's father and his 7 brothers. There was a pamphlet giving the history of the Bourne family. Mrs. Bourne was not allowed to testify more specifically as to her discoveries, beyond saying that what she learned led her to bring the annulment action. Part of the examination of Bourne was as follows. Are you a white man? I am not. Anyone can see that. Have you any Negro blood in your veins? I don't know just what I am. There probably is quite a mixture of blood running through my veins, but I do not believe there is any Negro blood there. Peter Aubeck of 11304 86th Street, Richmond Hill, Howard Lamb of 16 West 96th Street, Manhattan, and Richard L. Bash of 8501 Ridgewood Avenue, Woodhaven, all of whom had lived for some time in St. Thomas, testified that the Bourne family had the reputation in the community of being Negroes.